What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on Hummer again, and there's a bushing in here and it is making it a lot of racket. And to do this, we got to drop this cross member, take this bolt out and press that out. We do have the new part over here. I think this is it, if I remember correctly. And get it out. Comes our new bolt and everything right there. But part number FB991039. Do not remember where we got this AutoZone. It's the only place we could find that had it. So here is that right here. So we're going to take the old one out and press the new one in, but you get the part number, and like I said, we do have to drop the cross member out. There's 2 bolts on this side, on the driver's side, 2 on the passenger side. I'll set y'all up so y'all can see this, and we'll press her out and see how good it goes. Alright, so kind of got a light on here so y'all can kind of see stuff. To take that bolt out, it is going to be an 18. You're going to need a wrench and a ratchet, impact, whatever you got. I did loosen it already. I can get that on the top of it. Yep. A little hard to get that on there. See if I can get it from this side. Alright, so get that out. There it is right there. A little awkward to get to. But we did get it. Now on either side there's going to be a nut and a bolt that are an 18 as well, and you're going to need a wrench and a ratchet just like on the actual bushing part. So we're going to take that off. There should, like I said, there's 4 of those. And once you do that, be careful. If you want to, just leave the bolts in there, because if you don't, whenever you get ready to take the last one out, it can fall out and hit the ground, hit you, something like that. Just I keep the bolts in there, and then most of the time they need to be pried out, but you never know, they can fall out on you. So this one is going to have to be pried out a little bit, just because it is stuck on there pretty good. So I'm just going to get a pry bar, stick it up in here, and pull down. Make sure I'm showing you all right. But get it right here in between the cross member and the frame. You can pry and it should pull down pretty easy. I'll say pretty easy, and then it don't want to come out. Yeah, she's in there pretty good on mine. Okay, start to come down. Don't be alarmed if your differential moves a little bit, because that is one of the support brackets for it. There we go. that is your cross member. That is the bushing that we're going to be pressing out. And you're going to have to press it from the bottom out this way, and then when you push in the new one, you go from the top down. So I pushed on the middle of it and the whole center came out. It's right there, you can see. So what we're going to do is, I know everybody don't have the opportunity of doing it this way, but I'm going to use an air chisel, air hammer, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to push this right here in and collapse it, and that way it should pop out pretty easy on the other side. But if you do this, I recommend some good ear protection or something like that, because these things are extremely loud. But I'm going to set y'all up while I try to do it this way. So it's not going as planned. Let's try socket and try to press it out from the back, because it's not working out the way I thought it would. So we're going to try it on the press. I just got a little bit of pressure on it just to hold it. It's actually coming out pretty easy this way. And there she is. May have to go ahead and push this all the way through, because that was a good size. This was a 36mm socket, for anybody who's wondering. Now we're going to flip it over, and we are going to press the new one in. Setup I got right here is a 46mm socket, because it just goes around the back of this. I put the new bushing in a little bit, and we're going to press against the bushing and force it in this way. Just make sure you put it in the correct way. And I know everybody doesn't have a 46mm socket laying around, but find something to just kind of put up against it if you have a press. And for everybody who doesn't have a press or anything, what you can do, you can take it to a local machine shop or something. Most of them will do it for $50, $75 if you want to go that route as well. But I like to just give people options. Sure that it bottomed out. And there we are. She's in like that, and I even put it back same orientation that it came out also. So I don't know, it's crazy. The welds inside of these things are cracked. But luckily those are just guide tubes, and it just keeps pressure on this to keep it from rattling. Now we can go back and start putting this back together. Like I said, this does come with a new nut and washer, and I'm just going to make sure that this nut is the same size. Like, this is supposed to hold it right here. I think it's got like a little torque spit thing. But yeah, it is the same size. But it isn't holding it the greatest, because it looks like it's just rounded out. So my battery died and I had to change it. I was telling y'all that I'm going to use the new bolt and washer and everything that came with this kit right here. That way that we can make sure that we get it in there correctly. So, and the new bolt too also has cleaner threads. that in there a little bit. I should have took the nut off of this before I started. Give it a hold while I do it. Not long enough for me to get the nut off of it. Get the nut. And then I go in. Got one in there. A little bit more difficult than it should have been. I don't know what the torque of these are off the top of my head, but we will look them up. Just going to tighten these up a little bit. Until I can find out what the torque is on them. Let me find out what the torque spec is on this bolt and the 4 outer bolts and nuts before I get them wrong, because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong spec. So this bolt right here torques to 112, and then these 4 on the sides, cannot find a torque spec for those. So I'm going to go to about 65 on those. Just, it is a pretty decent little amount of torque on like an 18mm bolt too. So we're just going to go with that. I'm going to torque those first. And I'm going to need an extension. Oh yeah. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to do the other side. Now we're going to torque this one 112. Like I said, it's real tight getting in there. Normally the little bracket thing would hold it, but it is just rounded out. But we got our torque down. Like I said, I went 112 on that. That's what spec calls for. Could not find them for those or those, so went to 70 on those. Seem to be holding pretty good. If anybody has a torque spec on them, let us know in the comments below, because that would help out a lot of people. But that's pretty much doing that. Me squatting over, lift won't go much higher because the door, they got to have the door open today a little bit, so that's about as high as I can go at the moment. But like I said, if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I get to them as soon as I can. Also, if y'all know the torque specs on that thing, let me know, because I could not find them. It wasn't even listed in Pro Demand, but I would like to know, because if I ever do one of these again, I would be able to torque it to the right spec. But I figured about 70 was a good place for those, since they are 18mm nut and head on the bolt. But like I said, if y'all need anything, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. I can send wiring diagrams, wiring diagrams, pictures, work instructions. You can send me your email and stuff through there so I can email them to you also. Make things a little easier. But just hit me up on there. It don't even have to pertain to a Hummer. I mean, it can be any kind of car. I work on all makes and models. And y'all remember, torque this tight. Y'all have a great day.